all you hear is la 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 la. I mean, back and forth. I don't know what's going on. So I open up the door. It's Marisol and the lady that stay downstairs. They into it, and Marisol not backing down. So I'm like, Marisol. So I'm like, come up here. So the lady like, no, she gotta go. She gotta go. And so Marisol like, you don't rent nothing. I'm not coming to see you. She like, well, I'm the landlord over the building. So I'm like, nah. I'm like, Mike, I'm like, look, come on, Marisol. She said, well, if she come, I'm going to call the police. So I said, okay, call the police. I said, and I'll let them know that I live here, right? So Marisol came upstairs. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, I told you don't come. She like, I'm coming to check on you. She said, matter of fact, let's just go. I'm like, go where? She like, to my house. I'm like, nah, I don't want to go to your house. I'm like, I told you to stay at home. She like, nah. She like, she need to be checked. She like, that's Mike, ex-wife. I said, what? She said, that's my ex-wife. I said, really? She said, yeah, and if he don't tell you, I'm going to tell you. I say, tell you what? She like, no, I'm going to see if he going to tell you. I'm like, no, you tell me, because now I don't want to play back and forth. Excuse me. I don't want to play back and forth. I don't want him to tell me, you bring it up. You going ahead and tell me. So she said, no, I'm going to let him tell you. I said, you know what? Well, you finna be mad. You need to go. She was like, well, fine. I'm going to tell you. Just don't say nothing to him. I'm like, I ain't going to say nothing to him. All you hear is do at the door. She like, if y'all don't open the door, she like, I'm going to unlock it. I'm like, this lady is bananas. Because she barking up the wrong tree. So I open up the door. I'm like, ma'am, please go on. So she like, call Mike because y'all need to leave. I said, call Mike. I said, I don't need to call Mike. She said, I'm going to stand right here. Call Mike. Or do y'all want me to call him for y'all now? She was tall. She was Hispanic. She was like Hispanic and Irish or something like that. She was tall. She had like that carrot top hair. It was long. And in her face, it says devilish. It says mean all day in her face. So I'm just like, all right, I'll call him. So I tried to shut the door. She put her foot in the door. I'm like, ma'am, I'm like, please move your foot. She said, no. She said, because this is my house. I said, your house. I said, you stay down there. She said, all of this is mine. I'm like, I'm going to just call Mike. So I called Mike. He didn't pick up. Now I'm snapping. I'm just walking, pacing back and forth in the crib like, first they playing with the lights, then they playing with the water. They got monitors in here. So Marisol like, let's just go, just get your stuff and let's go. I'm like, then she coming up here knocking at the door. I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm about to turn up. I'm about to turn up. It ain't gonna be no stopping me. I'm gonna flip it upside down. Now I'm turning into my mom. All right, you didn't poke me too many times and you keep playing with me, ma'am. Stop playing with me. Boom, my phone rings, right? As I go to pick it up, it stops. So her phone rings. She's still standing. The lady phone rings. She's still standing at the door. So she say, nah, they ain't touching my phone. You could call. Mike finna call y'all right now. So I was like, okay. So this lady must be telling the truth about something because he done just called. And she said, Mike is called. Get to your phone. I grabbed my cell phone. I say, let him be playing with me. I said, I just gave this man my money. So she just sitting there like, yeah, because y'all got to go. And then she looking at Marisol like, and you too. Marisol like, please stop talking to me before I bust you upside the head. So she comes inside the crib. I'm like, hey, can you step outside? I'm like, while I talk to Mike. She said, no, I run this. This mine. My name on this. Nobody else. My name. So Mike like, yeah, what's going on? He like, what happened? He like, my baby mama I said, no, your ex-wife. I said, so this her building? He like, look, just leave it till I get there. I'm like, Mike, is this lady building, bro? Because I'm like, I'm renting from you. Why you didn't tell me this was her building? If that was the case, you should have told me that it was her building. I would have went through her. He was like, look, I get off at 5 p.m. I get off at 5 p.m. I'm going to leave early. He like, just leave. He like, and let me hash it out and you could come back tomorrow. I'm like, come back tomorrow? I'm like, you know what? It's all good. Click. I hang up the phone. So she's sitting there with this smirk on her face. She said, now I'm going to ask y'all to leave before I call the police because y'all trespassing. And I looked at her. I said, yeah, make sure you tell Mike to have my money ready. So she was like, She like, but I just need y'all to go. She like, please don't leave nothing because I'm changing the locks. So I was like, I ain't worried about it. So I get to grabbing my stuff. Marisol like, yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. He like, this whole building, she ended up moving Mike in. So she giving me the tea that Mike got married to her just because she had money. Basically used the marriage didn't work. This is his second marriage. Now this dude went number like in his 30s. You feel me? So he was in his 30s at the time. So I was like, dang, how do you go into 2 marriages? Like, okay, they got kids together. They do get kids together. But she basically kicked him out. So he basically out there in the streets. He working both jobs, trying to grab ends meet, living in hotels, living in friend houses. I didn't know that. I thought he had his own spot. But now I've been put on game. That's why Marisol says she needed to know exactly how the lady looked. Now, mind you, him and Marisol, they've been like this. They've been friends for years, okay? Mike, Marisol, and Colleen, they always been like this. No matter where each other work, they always work together, travel together. They was very close. So, boom, I get my stuff. She get her stuff. I'm like, you got everything? She like, yeah. I'm like, we ain't going out the front door. Let's go out the back door. Like, to make her wonder if we still there. So, boom, we leave out the back door. We walk all the way around. Boom. We go straight to Marisol crib. Now, her parents is there. Okay? Her family is there. The house is woke. It ain't like it's late at night. The house is woke. Okay? It ain't time to shut down the crib yet. So, she like, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sneak you in the back. I'm like, but what about the bags? She said, just leave the bags here. I got you. So, she grabbed one bag. And she walked in. Now, mind you, when we walk in, we got to go up these stairs, go through the door. It's the kitchen. Then it's the kitchen. Then it's her room with the little door. So she got to push that door open. But it's the kitchen. Then there's some rooms, and then it's the living room, and et cetera, right? But it's a long hallway. So if somebody hit the corner, you caught. Because her room is right there where the kitchen is. And her room is facing everything. So everybody can see. So she like, all right, I'm going to take the first bag. So she grabbed the first bag. Boom. She came out. It took her a second. She came out. She like, hey, I just want to let you know that my dad, he in the kitchen. Like, my dad is in the kitchen. I'm like, all right. I'm like, so what should I do? So she like, all you got to do is just wait for my signal. She like, I'm going to come down, and when I do this, you just hurry up and run straight in my room. All right, that's the game plan. That is the game plan. Okay? So I'm like, but what about the bags? She was like, I'll get the bags later. Don't worry about the bags. So she goes in. Shoo. She turned, boom, boom. So now I'm sitting there, but the sensor light won't go off inside the, like, I'm coming through the back door. So it stairs, but it's a sensor light right by their actual door. And she got that door open. So you hear him say something in Spanish, but in Spanish, he was basically saying, like, why is the door open? Because the light won't go off. He like shut the door. So I hurried up and I creeped back downstairs and went outside the whole entire crib. So now I'm back there with my bags. So she finally come out there and was like, I've been waiting on you. They done left out the kitchen. I'm like, I heard him say something about the door and the sensor light. She like, so? She like, I was standing right there. She like, come on. So she grabbed my hand straight up and walked me straight in her room. Now, as she walked me in her room, her sister like, hey, Marisol, and she hurried up and shut the door. So she knocked on the door. She like, Marisol, let me in. She real loud. So Marisol opened the door. Now, her and the Maris, they had a really good bond. They had a really great relationship, right? So she said, let me in. She said, if I let you in, you got to promise not to tell on me. She like, you snuck somebody in? And she said, I'm not telling you all that. She like, okay, so let me in. She like, you got to promise not to say nothing. She say, you know I'm not going to say nothing. She opened the door and she saw me. She like, hey. So Marisol like, shh. So she like, Dad didn't see him? I'm like, look, your dad is up right now. I need to use it. I looked at, her sister. She like, yeah, he up. He's still sitting up in the living room watching TV. So Marisol like, I'll take you to the bathroom. So she said, Damati stalled for me. So Damati went up there in the living room and stalled and talked to her dad. Boom. The mom is already in her room, but you got to go quick. So boom, I went to the bathroom and Marisol like, I got to come in here with you. I'm like, why? She was like, because if they see somebody or heard somebody come to the bathroom and I'm just standing there, they're going to be like, oh, are you going in or you going out? What if somebody got to use it? I'm like, all right, come on. So she come in the bathroom. I'm like, turn your head. She like, I know what it is. I'm like, turn your head. So she turned her head. Boom. I use it. Wash my hands. She peeks. Boom. I run back to the room. Now, we're chilling and we're laying back. And so she get a text message. She like, hey, my friend throwing a party. You want to go? I'm like, I'm still recovering from the bruises. And she like, I took care of you. What she did, as the period of time of me being there, she put some stuff on my leg and she massaged my leg and my back. She was making sure I was okay. She was taking good care of me, even though I was mad at her. But in my mind, I was saying, like, I do not want to kick it with you again. I don't want to kick it with you. Like, you scared me the first time. I don't want to kick it with you. So she was like, yeah. She like, I'm not going to even drink like that. She like, I'm going to just have a couple of drinks. I'm like, all right, boom. We get dressed. So now she's like, we gonna go out the back way. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom. Now her dad wasn't really a big tripper on her going out at late at night, but she still had a curfew. So we leave out, boom. As we leave out, our Lyft is pulling up. So her dad is calling like, hey, who you with? While we getting in the Lyft. He like, who you with?